Hey everybody, Nathan on the Drift. A little while ago I did a gear review on this SHRXY metal detector bag. And I talked about in one of my things that it was a little big for me, it was a little bit floppy. And so I actually went and got the Garrett all-terrain metal detecting bag. But I made a couple of alterations that I think over the course of time will actually be really beneficial. So I'll show you what I did to this bag. And, you know, some people really like this bag. In fact, on my review, some people were like, we really like this bag, everything about it. So I made a couple of changes to mine. My mom happens to be a seamstress, so I brought over some ideas to her. One of the things that we did was this thing actually had another lip. So you can see this part right here actually came up. And so that's, you know, maybe a better than an inch, almost 2 inches there. We actually folded that in and then just sewed it down. And in doing that, it really stiffened up this bag. So now when it sits on the side, it's still a big bag. I mean, you can see it's still very big. Everything is still very much, you know, connected. I can still get into all the pouches that are inside. There's no restrictions on those. But it really stiffened up the top of this bag now. So it doesn't flop around as much. And the second thing that we did on this thing was we took the straps that used to be flipped up. They used to kind of hang so they would be up here. We actually flipped them down. I got some fabric glue and glued them, and then we're in the process, because the way the pockets are on the inside, we couldn't use the sewing machine. So we're just gonna put a couple of stitches, hand stitches on the bottom of these, and then that's gonna make it so where it has belt loops. And then it had belt loops before. We just took these belt loops and lowered them. So it's gonna stick tighter to your body, and it won't have as much of the floppy going on. So, and that way, you know, because this is a great bag, especially if you want a big finds bag. This is the best bag I think that's out there. It is so durable. It's this kind of ripstop material, heavier than that kind of the canvas ripstop, and it's doubled. So this is, I mean, this thing is, you know, this thing is like apocalypse proof, and it's a great bag. It was just a little floppy and felt a little big for me. So once I get these extra stitches in the bottom to kind of reinforce that fabric glue that we put on here, I'm going to try it out again, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. But I feel like that's going to make this for a big bag. When I feel like I want a big bag, if I'm going to be out all day and I'm not going to be near a trash can, this will be the bag I take. And I think that'll be really cool. So I'll let you know how that works out. That's the SHRXY, however you say that, metal detector bag. And that's kind of my part 2 gear review after I've made some alterations to it. All right, thanks.